Planet Earth. Population 6.6 billion people. Of these 6.6 billion people, 9 million control over $1 million. Of these 9 million people, 70,000 control over $13 million and are considered ultra-high net worth individuals. Of these 70,000 people, less than 1,000 are billionaires. Together, these 70,000 humans control over $10 trillion in wealth, which is close to 1/10 of the entire world's wealth. Not only are they wealthy, ultra-high net worth individuals can exert control over many parts of human life. They control the media, television, movies, newspapers, and magazines are predominantly owned by a tiny group of people, meaning these select few humans get to choose what most people receive as entertainment. More importantly, they are in charge of the mainstream news media. As owners of news companies, they get to choose what news gets covered as well as the angle through which the news is told, and by doing so, they are able to subtly manipulate the viewer's perception of the world. While the news media could be used as a beneficial force for humanity, it is instead used to instill fear into the population in order to keep the viewer's eyes glued to the television, as well as making people more inclined to relinquish control to a system that promises to protect them. These 70,000 people are the owners of big business. As the heads of the world's largest corporations and industries, they have tremendous influence over the world's economy. They drive forward a disposable consumer culture, with no concern for the well-being of people or planet. They flood the world with advertisements creating unattainable images of how one should live. They manufacture wants in order to get people to believe they need stuff that they don't really need. As owners of big business, these people claim the world's resources as their own property, and they claim the product of humanity's labor as their own profits. All of humanity depends upon these corporations and industries for survival, yet only a tiny few people get to decide how they are run. This tiny minority has a dominant influence over governments and political systems. It takes money to get elected, and even more to rise to high-status positions. So ultra-high net worth individuals have the power to manipulate democracies by gaining the servitude of indebted politicians. When the power in government shifts away from the people to the whims of the ultra-rich, money gets taken away from social services like education and healthcare, and instead are used to give tax cuts to the rich, tax cuts for big business, as well as providing funds for military campaigns like occupations and war. The most significant aspect of the top 70,000 is that by having influence over so many aspects of human existence, they are set to decide the future for all of humanity. These 70,000 individuals make up a very powerful group. But Earth has another group of people with even more power. It is a group so powerful, it could crush these 70,000 people if it were so inclined. This extremely powerful group is the entire human race. Indeed, the power lies with the 6.6 billion people, not the super-rich 70,000. The super-rich only have the power to rule because these 6.6 billion people are divided. Divided by appearances, divided by beliefs, divided by borders. Entire groups of people are taught to fear and hate others, resulting in a continuous source of violence and death. But all of this will change as soon as enough of the 6.6 billion people choose to make peace happen on Earth. Humankind will embark on its next phase of existence when enough people come to accept a world peace reality and decide to embrace their roles as members of the global village. United, the human race will be able to shift the power away from the ultra-rich towards the rest of the world's people. With the empowerment that comes from solidarity, people will be able to demand more. More social services like education and healthcare, making a higher quality of life for all on Earth, which will in turn lead to a more peaceful world. The time to start making peace is now. And it starts with you. You have the power to make a better world a reality. Start by reaching out to those around you to share a message of peace and of a hope for a better future. Do your best to get along with those around you. Try not to be afraid of those who seem different. And, most importantly, try to find peace within yourself. The time is now. Make peace a reality. Do it for yourself. Do it for your friends and family. Do it for the world around you. Do it for the future.